Hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody. Working some more on the mask, helmet, whatever you want to call it. The head of my. Um. Oh, Sunday. Bad news. Didn't feel like doing anything. That wasn't something directly related to. Still, good thing. Either way, going on to Creek. Done with this, and it's somewhere that I like. I'll probably end up doing retopology after applying all modifiers right now. 14,500. But yeah. So right now with just being in Octal Biz 68 faces without the modifiers applied. Considering the studio is like a game engine, all runs off a game. Of course, trying to sort of stay within game limitation. Technically, it's like I don't plan on spreading this across to like a bunch of people. So I don't have to worry about meeting certain specifications so that like I can reach customers. Blah. So as long as it's working on my rig, but we're liking how I get a bit of this with the I'm on stuffs, especially if topo texture. Worry about being 3 piece, just be one. I think before I even get this done, I have to dig around in Unreal Engine and figure out how to get my shape keys. Maybe just because right now with VC Face, I'd have to hit Control Shift plus a specific number. One, I think it's like 1 through 5 right now. I have set up. But with Unreal, I'd possibly be able to just do clicking into scene, then hit 5, switch things up. I'll have to figure it all out. That's part of the process. In total, definitely want to add payment. How you doing? Waiting on the next week to start on the server. What am I working on? Working on a new helmet. Eventually, it's going to be attached to possibly body. Placing this, like little things here, there on this model that I want to improve on or else replace. So right now, this one's more so two pieces mask with, well, gas mask with a helmet. Just basically just turning this one helmet, well, one piece full helmet with less vulnerability, I guess you could say. I guess one could say this version is going to be a bit more inspired by maybe Army of Two style masks. But yeah. Yep, always keep the head protected. But yeah. Right now, just sort of waiting for tomorrow to roll around here for the dance. Next week to start on the hard server. Oh yeah, I love the hell out of Army of Two. The follow-up game I didn't get to play until like way late into the Xboxes or Xbox 60's life. I think it ended up coming up as a free games with gold. But the first one, I played that so many times with my cousin and my brother. He had like every weapon, every upgrade to weapons, all other shit. Really love the back-to-back shootout times that were in that game too. Yeah, I think it died out. I know. I remember hearing a lot of negativity towards the second one. But the internet wasn't as prevalent back then as it is now, with people voicing their opinion, and it's getting everywhere. So, yeah, I'm not sure what the hell the whole thing was back then that like people hated about it. I didn't think the second one was that bad. Still felt sort of lackluster compared to the first one, which is something I've never gotten. Like, how the hell can you take a great first game and then not make an equal or slightly better second game? Yeah, yeah. Back then it was all just play the game. If there were politics in it, I didn't pay any attention to it. I just remember that it was private military for the characters, and that's it. um, I think back then, like the Blackwater situation and shit was like blowing up and stuff in real life and stuff too. So it was like, eh. Yeah, yeah. Um, Hell, even like the old Batman movies. The first Batman movie I loved. The second one I didn't care too much for. Batman Returns. Um, it didn't seem like we got another good Batman movie until the Christian Bale one, the Batman trilogy. Sucks that Heath Ledger passed because he was a great fucking Joker. Um, the X Men movies were enjoyable in their own way, but of course, hardcore fans hated some of the shit about it. Um, I did like the Iron Man movies. The Iron Man movies felt like they were decently done. Um, I only watched Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I don't remember if I watched 2 or not. Um, and the Avengers movies. I haven't watched the newest. Also, I've never like really got too into the animated Batman movies. I know there's quite a few out there, and I know they're much closer to like the source material than some of these movies are getting. Um, I think one series that sort of did their sequels okay until a certain point was Borderlands. Borderlands 1 and 2 was pretty damn fun. 2 felt less buggy compared to 1, since I remember the DLCs for 1 were buggy as hell. Um, and I think Gearbox learned from stuff on 2, and then 3 was okay, but like the pre-sequel sort of like was a big monkey wrench in the whole thing. Um, and then now with the most recent announcement of 4, I was like, okay, are they going to redeem themselves, or are they just going to completely flop compared to like with how the movie turned out? Yeah, yeah. Again, like Handsome Jack is a very hard villain to follow up from. Um, 3, I didn't have the same. I hated the villains for 3, but not in the same way that I hated Jack. Jack was like the right kind of bad guy. Sort of like I can't remember the damn actor's name. Anytime you saw him as a villain in a movie, you knew it was gonna be fucking good. Um, be like getting Anthony Hopkins as a villain for your movies. Like you know it's probably gonna be a damn good movie. um, but yeah, it's like the twins in 3. They just felt like, oh, we're just gonna one up the situation, and then eventually just flat out kick their ass, and that's that. Like, okay, this it just felt anticlimactic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, Jack was a good bad guy, and honestly, whenever in the trailer for 4, whenever that alien hand picked up the mask, before it flipped over to show that it was just a general bandit mask or psycho mask from Borderlands. I was like, oh shit, are they gonna bring back Jack? But eh. Man, if they pulled that, they'd have to really pull some strings with the story stuff. Airstream. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you very much for stopping in. Hope you have a good sleep. Hey, Cass. Keep the butt room. What the hell? Why isn't my... I know you have... Hold on. Switching scenes so I can see what the hell is wrong with my stuff. I might have to refresh my redeem. There we go. Just need to refresh. You wanted to... Let's see. Gonna be... What we got, eh? Okay. What different? Hello, I.
Boop.
Oh,
Banker.
Just let me run away from the explosion.
Payday
I
2.
can split. No!
Oh.
Zip like playing
Oh
Payday
god, I
3.
died!
Oh my god. Just what I was saying, just let me run away from the explosion.
Thanks for the heads up.
Oh my god.
Why so quiet? I don't know. I haven't changed my audio that much. Unless the shadow was quiet. Oh, you finished stream. Okay. Double check. Go Puyo at P. Oh no. Ah. Background audio? No, I don't have any music on at the moment. Actually didn't think to put any on. Was spent a good bit of this stream so far bullshitting with people. Talking about like this new helmet's gonna be more geared towards sort of like Army of Two. That's a dog. Pumpkin. Mm. Mm. How you doing, I? Hope you're having a good day. Hope stream went well as well. Hungry? Gonna get some num nums. Ad break starting in about 5 minutes also. Doot, 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 doot. Doot. I think I have some ramen. Ramen good. How's my day been? My day been okays. This month has been a trying one. Between getting ready for my kiddos' schooling to start up here on the 27th, having not actually gotten any pay since the 31st of last month because of errors with
Got him!
switchover and payroll.
Got 'em!
And then they post dated the check for the 20th instead of the day I was supposed to get paid. Then whenever I went to cash it, well, not cash it, but deposit on the 20th, dumb shit at the desk wasn't listening and tried cashing it, and the system wouldn't cash that amount. So now I have to wait until the 26th to get my paycheck from. Yeah. Yeah, it's not cool, but luckily I have some funds extra. Hello, Crundle. Not a whole lot, as I am getting near the end of it.
Elena's certainly in a bit of a
But
situation
it's
over
enough
there.
that I can get by this shit.
She's a warden, and yet she has no
Well,
noble
yeah,
to see.
I'm doing okay. Just
There are even
slowly
some
advancing
people in the
with
Pearl
things,
clan
getting
that
through
speak
life.
ill of her, though not to her face. Oh, but do forgive me. Perhaps I shouldn't be airing dirty laundry. A piece of advice then.
echoes. Yeah. But yeah, at some point off stream, where I'm done with, whenever I'm not messing with this or doing Once Human, I need to poke around more with Unreal Engine so I can get it so that the Neko face shows up on my Unreal Engine model as well, instead of just being there and not activating. Yeah. Well, Cass ended up redeeming Naneko, so I try to keep up on what everybody's doing. Ads in about 10 seconds as well, just to give you guys a heads up. Hmm. How do I want? Technically. Put a mesh in there. Sort of a sloppy way of doing it. adds a lot more apology to it. But as I was saying, I was thinking of doing a retopo on this afterwards. And welcome back from ads, everybody. Yeah, thank you, Grundle. It's always nice seeing you, though. Yeah, new helmet, possibly leading into new body. Gotta see how it all plays. One of the harder parts. Sometimes it's easier to just look at the other side and see what the hell it looks like. Do you want these going in? But yeah, it's gonna be a new mesh. Well, new helmet mesh at least. Um, but just seeing what I can do. Different options. Add a bit more life to it. And technically, could just roll with this. In all honesty, this something like this, I'm fine with. That'd be if there's lighting. Problem is, there's lighting at the moment. Let's save real fast because it's been sort of shit what's going over to shading. So without any actual light. It's sort of what you guys would be seeing in the Unreal Engine. Which part of me is okay with that. thing I don't like is friggin' having to use this emission. That's whenever you guys start dealing with other shit in Unreal, because it doesn't have anything, as far as I recall, for such things. Like the eyes on the ghost up right above my VC face. Like if I actually move my head enough, you can see it's reflecting off the ground. Um, those are actually two lights, just like the lights that are hanging from the ceiling. But sadly, I think I might end up doing away with the teddy bear, or shrinking them down, putting them on the shelves. Yes, taco making me. I don't mind my. I do still have the hot tub. I do indeed have that still. But still torn between doing a 2-piece or 1-piece swimsuit over my regular clothes. But yeah, I could easily fix the lighting stuff by just. Lighting. But yeah, just the lighting with this. Probably. And mm-hmm. This will be a bit messed up since I don't have this. I need to take converter, current, pop that there. Different little bits to bits of that to it. It's been forever since I listened. It's like really old playlist on my YouTube. I think I started making this playlist whenever they first started doing playlists on YouTube. It's been a long damn time. Roughness, take down the roughness, get shinier. It's less of the shine, so light doesn't reflect off of it that well. Yeah, if I do it this way, it's like much simpler. Way less shit I have to worry about messing up. Whenever I transfer it. Roughness. Damn that shit. Too shiny for my. Hmm. I put this one. Just happened to look at the playlist. Like, yeah, I want to hear. It's been a while since I heard this song. Skip all the 5 minute, 5.5 minute long. Fucking first 2 minutes. Bullshit. Like a lollipop. Mm. Framing Hanley, Lollipop. Good song. Mm. Mm. Man, I wish I had better tracking. Mm. Playing Pac-Man. Almost mid. This. Oh lord.
Hey,
Doramodo, how you doing? Boop. Give you a shout out there. Hello, hello, hello. Everything
Also,
going stream.
There is a console command to raise the brightness as well. So,
I'm not on console.
but like not that kind of console.
Welcome Raiders, my name is Magani. Just call me Mags
the
if
game,
you don't
like
happen to know me already.
The command.
I make stuff in Blender, I make stuff in Unreal Engine. I play video games and I listen to music. Welcome, welcome. CSS coding done that. Yay, cascading style sheets. Yeah. Welcome, really, Neck. It's been a while since I touched HTML or CSS, so I am not one to talk. Then again, it's like learn about the stuff, and then you move on. You try to dedicate to learning something else. Of course, the older skills get rusty, especially if you're not using them on a normal basis. Like I probably would have ended up running rusty as hell on a SQL or SQL, whichever way you want to pronounce it. I'm not judging. If I didn't have to use it every single week. Same for PHP and a little bit of JavaScript. Try your hand at Ruby. Huh. I haven't touched much Python, which is sort of funny because there's a lot of shit you can do in Blender with Python for making add-ons. It's like, I know I definitely want to try to learn a bit more about C++ so that I'm not just using the blueprint system for Unreal Engine to do everything. Be nice to know more than just, you know, cast this to this and different setting up different triggers, lumens, etc., etc. All the fun stuff, making master materials, crap like that. Like I sort of like knowing the inner workings. Oh, that's the thing with Unreal Engine. If you want to tinker around with that stuff at all, the blueprint system that they use for Unreal Engine is interchangeable with C++. So if you do shit in C++ and want to switch over to using the blueprint system, it should all transfer just fine. Vice versa as well, what I understand. And Unreal is free, so you don't have to worry about paying for anything. Yeah. Well, I don't know a whole crap load about C++ either, so it's like a lot of my delving into Unreal Engine, like making a studio in the background here, was learning from tutorials and poking about stuff myself. Like the same model that's moving between the bear's legs is the same model that's in VC Face. Just with much closer texturing to what it looks like in Blender compared to what it looks like in VC Face. Because Unity likes to fuck up the textures for some reason and make them lighter. But right now I'm working on a new head. This is essentially going to become my version 3. Version 1 was stupid high poly count. I guess in comparison, easy comparison, version 1 was if you made a website using just HTML. This version 2, I would say, is HTML and CSS, and then version 3. I'm hoping to have more things ironed out with it, so it's more like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript right in there. My ears got some jiggles to them too. Gotta love those spring bones. But problem I'm having right now with Unreal Engine is I can't get the shape key for what works in VC phase here. So like changing between these things to work in Unreal Engine. Speaking of which, it's already been well past the time for the Neko face. But and they are there, they are visible on the model whenever I don't have the studio actually launched. Technically all this stuff in the background is a launched executable running on Unreal Engine. So yeah. I also saw this. Didn't you post recently that you got new job stuffs on Twitter? I think you said you mentioned something about work. I remember that. I try to keep up on way too many people, so like a lot of shit gets mingled around. So my apologies for that. If I remember right, also you weren't feeling too hot recently either. Like you were sick or something. And thanks for saying that's cool. It could be cooler. I'm working on it. Working at a funeral home. Okay. Alright. What are you gonna be doing? You gonna be like a mortician? I think is what they're called. Oh, digitizing paperwork. Okay. Data entry specialist. So you sort of do what I do. So, I guess same line of work in the real life. Roughly. I work for a small security company. But since it is a small security company, I also do other shit like I work in AutoCAD making blueprints as well, and then I have used Blender for work a little bit for making 3D models of some of our units. Entry business. I started learning a little bit of business analysis stuff as well for using Power BI desktop for a legal processing service by 5 years. That's understandable. I've been at my company for about 6 years, and there's times I just want to like jump down my boss's throat for doing something stupid, but you know, gotta rein it in if you want to keep on doing the works. Architecture work. Yeah, I'm a bit of a jack of all trades sort of things. I've got an associate's in veterinary medicine. I've got roughly a bachelor's in electronics, and then I've done construction for a couple of years, some roofing in there too. I do automotive body work with my cousin. Well, automotive work in general with my cousin who owns automotive shop. So every now and then I go up there, and if he needs help with something, I help him out with that. What I'm doing right now is basically always just say it's a database manager. But I learned the database stuffs from YouTube and the internet. I didn't go to any school for that. It's a high school interior design class. I learned how to do AutoCAD because my boss asked me to learn how to do it. So found stuff on YouTube, looked at the tutorials they had on the official AutoCAD website, learned what I could from that. Anything that I can't pull off in AutoCAD itself, I import the shit over to GIMP or else Blender, do touch up on that, and then finish, and then send in the finished product. That aside, I think I'm alright. I thought of learning Unity more, but then that whole fiasco with their CEO happened, and I was like, no. So I started learning about Unreal Engine, and they fixed their shit, and as far as I recall, that CEO ended up disappearing. Not in like he was a made dead sort of disappearing, but he fucking just up and disappeared. Don't know where the hell he went. But by that point, I already had like my feet in with my foot in the door with Unreal Engine, so I figured I'll just keep working on this. Though technically I still do use Unity for the process of moving my finished 3D model from Blender over to Unity to set up all the bones and stuff for the VRM, the virtual model, so the VC face can read it, and then I move it from there with a VR map over to Unreal Engine, and yeah. And of course, a freaking ad in the middle of talking about something that technical. Excuse me. That's good. Mm-hmm. 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 Alrighty, welcome back from ads, everybody. Oh man, things between programs and yeah, it sort of sucks. At the same time, I know there are pipeline setups between. This is one thing that like I know Unreal sort of has an edge over Unity. Unreal technically has an add-on that you can download for Blender to move stuff right from Unreal over to Blender. Not right from Blender over to Unreal, and then any changes that you make to the model in Blender, it will. You just have to hit like one button, and it'll change it over in Unreal's files. But whenever I was reading up on it, supposedly is out of date a little bit. So I don't like using shit that could possibly. This is why I don't use add-ons in general, usually on Blender. I was talking to my friend Coral about this a bit before stream. Is like, I don't use add-ons on Blender. Like, there are some really neat add-ons out there, but in general I won't use add-ons for Blender unless they're native with Blender, because I don't want to worry about if an update comes out for Blender, because I keep my version up to date. If I'm going to have to wait until this add-on gets updated by so-and-so to be able to go back to doing stuff that I was used to doing. So everything I know from moving it from Blender over to Unreal, I know how to do it manually without the use of extensions or add-ons or anything like that. There's some stuff in Unreal that I still need to learn, that I still want to learn, that I am currently using plugins in Unreal for, like it picking up my model moving in VC face, which I think might have died, but oh well. The TV showing chat, that's another thing. That was something that I think is being done with a plugin, which I remember it is a native plugin for Unreal. It's just a browser plugin, but there are still some issues with it I need to figure out myself. Like, I tried putting my shoutout player up as a widget in Unreal, and it would only show these banners above and below where the video plays in Twitch, on Twitch Guru, but it wouldn't show the clip. It wouldn't show the video being played. So I'm trying to figure out how the hell to get that working. And only tutorials I could find right off the bat were tutorials on how to import video into Unreal, but not like video that's on something that says like the YouTube or something, you know? So yeah, like right now, my one thing I want to try to do in the future is my starting soon stuff is a separate scene in OBS, whereas I'd like to be able to just start up in Unreal, capturing that scene, and then have something like sort of showing over in Unreal, and then I can hit, whenever I'm ready to actually start streaming, I'll hit like enter, or I could even use my controller and hit start on that, because, well, it's Unreal Engine, it's made for gaming. So it's like I could technically make it so that my model in Unreal could be controlled using the controller, but the room is fairly small, and it's not like I intend to eventually make it so that I'm running through an open world on my in Unreal while I'm like streaming and stuff. It's like, no, I sort of like my little studio, and there's a bunch of shit that I could hopefully end up doing once I get more into the Twitch integration side of things, so that people can use their channel points. But I also need to try to look into stuff like, if I want to expand to YouTube, I've got to look at how to do stuff with that, since YouTube doesn't have a whole lot of shit like channel points. It's got super chats and members stuff, but that's all I know about. I don't think there's anything else in YouTube streaming that works like channel points. Then there's also Rumble, which I do stuff on Rumble as well. Like, I post my VODs over to YouTube and Rumble. So many different things that can be done in the future. Just takes time to learn how to do it all. And with the school year starting, my time's sort of really getting split up here soon. Because as much as I'd like it to make it to internet famous. My kiddos shit comes first. Beastie Boys. Alright, I think this is going to be the new head. Yeah. I'm liking that. Simple, easy to tell where I'm looking. Now to retop of the whole thing. Right now it's 17,320 faces, or 34,640 tries. Whenever it's not subdivided and mirrored, solidified, we're looking at 177 faces with 354 tries. Are you lurking on the JP too? Wait, I thought you had a full squad. Did people drop out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 PNGs. Yeah. I'm a Lotto. Lotto looks great, then lurking, the blue clanker, doing cool. There we go. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I've been lurking on the JP since I think maybe like 5 or 10 minutes after he started stream. Yeah, pretty happy with the new model, so I'm happy for that. And it seems to run pretty good with well, the system seems to be able to handle VC face, Valo, and streaming at the same time pretty well, so that's good. So I'm happy that he's able to move on to a 3D model like he wanted. I like this 2D, but I don't do 2D. 3D, I can at least, if he wants something made, I already told him, if he wants something made up, I can try to help him out with that. Love your 2D. Ah. Yeah, I see him. A lot of people like jumping between 3D and 2D, and like I'm obviously partial to 3D models since I do more with 3D stuff. I don't really feel like I'm good at drawing, so it makes a 2D model sort of stuff out of my league, because I like to use a lot of the stuff on my stream is stuff I've made over the 6 years I've been streaming. Alright, nice. Me, I think I started using a PNG for, well, did PNG Tuber for a year or so. Then I moved on to 3D once I actually made a 3D model I liked. Then just stuck with it. Like one of the people that I've been watching the longest on in the VTubing sphere, who I'm friends with, like she started off with a 3D Vroid model, from what I recall, and then went to PNG, then went to 2D whenever she learned how to make and rig those herself. So is something I love seeing is people being able to make stuff themselves and show it off. It sucks that a lot of people can do that, don't really get showcased in the light too much. Like what most of the bigger streamers right now in the VTube sphere all bought their models from somebody else. Yeah, I think I've lurked on you here's or there's with the PNG. But speaking of people like getting big and shit, what about that situation with that toaster guy? Again, it just seems like a very odd situation for that. Well, how everything's playing out. Pretty much the fellow that took credit for the new knock bullshit that's on Twitter. An ambassador. So, or he was. Don't know how that's going now. But after getting loads of hate for basically taking credit for getting the knock stuff put in the Twitch here, gets outed on Twitter. Like, okay, that's good that, you know, he's outed for being an asshole or whatever, but why wait until he's already getting shit on to do it? The only reason why I know about his situation is because the stuff with Twitch with the knocks, like, him putting himself in the spotlight for that was already a stupid move, considering how negatively people were talking about it. And then talking down to people like, you guys don't know what you want anyway, or sort of pulled a fucking Blizzard with the, you say you want this, but you don't really want this, whenever people were asking for classic. It's just stupid. You do not tell the internet what they want. That's the dumbest fucking thing you can do. But yeah, Crundle, basically it came down to, like, he took credit for the new knock shit getting implemented, and then after that shit show started, like, picking up even more steam, somebody came out and outed him with docs, like, not doxing him, but like documents of, like, some VTubers get big, but then get outed as shitty people when they make it big. Yeah, that's what I ended up saying that in a tweet earlier today. Is like, it's weird how they waited to bring this to light. Why? You could have done it earlier so less people were being hurt. Instead, it feels more like clout chasing than anything else. It's like everybody's already on the hate train for this guy. Like, I'm not defending him. I'm just asking why the hell didn't they do something earlier? Yeah, do be all about that clout. It's annoying. It's just frustrating just seeing shit repeat itself over and over again with, as you said, Dara, earlier, like they get big and then they get added for something. It's like, there was that one, what's her name, uses the white cat model that like was something that you buy on bench or where the hell it is, booth for a VR chat, and she ended up using that and like some other model that you could buy off booth for merchandise deals. Like, but that like once that shit show was bland, the flavor of the week moved on, sort of thing, is like everybody stopped hounding her about it. No, I still hate Niji Sanji. Honestly, if I were to try to apply for any of the agencies, it would just be to be a shithead. That's about it. I would refuse to use their pretty models. I would use my own little garbage model and be like, "Hey, yeah, I'm part of the corpo crew, but don't expect the same shit from me as you get from the other ones." Get fired so fast. Oh wait, it's not fired, it's graduating. Fucking stupid people stuck in high school still. Debut my graduation. Like, yeah, I think I am definitely more so along the line of indie. I would stick indie. Though it's not to say there's some people in the indie sphere that just I really fucking hate. Like almost all of the drama tubers I despise. Yeah, you can swear all you want, but you can't say certain words. But you can still swear. Oh wow, I haven't heard this song for a while. Old Republica. You can change your model whenever you want. If you happen to get up there, you can make like any sort of merch you want. It'd be fine. Yeah, slurs are no go. There's the C word that you're not supposed to say on at least YouTube. Still rip to many Australian and European streamers that can't use that word now that they probably use on their everyday life. Play whatever game you want to. You know, I think a lot of the corpos probably are allowed to play almost any game they want. I mean, obviously, everyone's blacklisted from playing games that are banned on Twitch and YouTube. That's not to say you can't like do like documentary sort of stuff on said games on YouTube at least, where you're explaining, you know, this is where it originated from. This it's on sort of like an educational or informative format, and you don't show certain parts of it. No honey pop on it. I think that one's sort of weird, but I never got too in depth in that stuff. I just knew that it was some sort of idle knockoff sort of thing. That's it. I just avoid a lot of the like dating sim stuff. I can never really get into it. Though I do own some shit, like some of the Sakura games and stuff. Mainly because cards. I'm a card collector on it's a pure porn game. Wow, okay. But like some of the games that are like questionable on my Steam library are mainly there for the cards. If you look at my Steam level, you know I'm not bullshit about that. But yeah, it's just so many weird things. Bubble game. Okay, so it was like a bubble game. So was it like a Bejeweled, or was it more like Bubble Bobble, where you had like launched the bubbles and then line them up like 3 or more to pop them? No, it wasn't. Yeah, Bubble Bobble had the offshoot game. Bubble Witch. Okay, so that was like the old Bubble Bobble arcade games. Never heard of Bubble Witch before, so I had to look that up. That's sort of the nice thing about these sort of like just chatting, doing bullshit with Blender and talking to people's streams. You can look stuff up, no problem. Don't have to worry about getting to a safe place in game so you don't get ganked while you're away. Music okay for you guys too? Like it's not too high, it's not too low? Farm. I used to play Farmville back in the day as well. But yeah, person that got me into Farmville was a friend that I had in the furry community, but then eventually, for whatever reason, she just stopped talking to me as much. And the only time I ever had any interactions with her was if she needed something in the fucking game. And that was it. I wouldn't hear from her on any other time. Like I'd ask her like, "Hey, how you been? I haven't heard from you lately. Are you okay? How's everything been with so and so and shit?" Because I knew her boyfriend at the time too and stuff. And her boyfriend still talked with me a decent bit. It was never like shit about them. It was just mainly like games and other stuff. But yeah. And then eventually I was like, I'm just quitting this game. And I told her flat, I'm quitting the game, so don't send me more of those fucking notifications, please. Took offense to it. So I was like, okay, whatever. Furry friends or I guess technically count me as a furry VTuber person thing, though my model doesn't really match. I don't intend to ever do the proto-gen bullshit, though I think it is sort of neat. I haven't really even been into the furry community stuff since probably 2012. So I did hear about what happened to Fur Affinity here recently with that getting hacked. I used to go to a convention called Anthrocon, and actually one of my long-standing longest relationship I had was with a furry chick. So the farms end up doxing him. I remember people were trying to blame the farmers for the hacker, but I guess the hacker was trying to like play it off as it was the farms, and the farms was like I guess they end up getting pissed off and doxed them instead. That's sort of funny as hell to hear. Nice. You know you're pulling some bullshit whenever even the farms is like, we don't claim this person at all. This is sort of like this section of my playlist is from wherever I was really into Rock Band and Guitar Hero. But yeah, it's like one thing I liked doing whenever I went to Anthrocon was I would take along my PlayStation 2 and Guitar Hero. And once I actually got a copy of Rock Band with the drums and everything, I took that along. The people that I hung out with, we'd end up meeting in somebody's room, play the game, and get drunk, just have fun. Never any lewd stuffs. It was all just basically just a bunch of friends getting together that couldn't see each other on a normal basis because we live like across the states or even some out of country. From what I experienced with Anthrocon, it it is an enjoyable experience. Don't go there expecting there to be like a whole shitload of NSFW and stuff. Actually, usually those parts of even like the artist alley are sort of not really like fenced off, but put off to like a different section, I guess you could say. At least for any convention that's worth their salt. But do be cautious about who you hang out with there. I never had a big issue, but I know a friend that had some problems arise at one of the conventions because turned out one of their online friends was really into the diaper stuff and tried getting him into it, and yeah, that was a bit of a blow up there. But fucking ad break. Too bad. I have to worry about DMCA, otherwise you guys could at least listen to music with me while I wait for ads to end on Twitch. Welcome back from ads, everybody. Yeah, I don't know too much about overseas conventions, Grundle. Only one that I know of right now is just TwitchCon, which I don't really ever intend to go to. Seems a lot of people that I have seen announcing that they are going to TwitchCon in the US or else over the overseas one just eventually it seemed to just start getting full of themselves, it seems. Find some decent ears. Okay. you might want to just check into like what the 3-day and the what the pass and the 1-day admittance is priced at. Right? It could possibly be more beneficial to go for the whole length of the convention than just 1 day. Now, that's one thing I hated about Anthrocon. Like, my mom and my sister were curious enough about the stuff. Yeah, I'd rather go with the 4 days instead of wasting $45 for just 1 day. Have our own TwitchCon. TwitchCon feels more like it's something for medium to large size streamers. I could definitely see him being misconstrued that like any smaller streamer that's going there is just trying to latch onto a larger one, even if they're just going to see these people. You know, it's just too many of them have fucking big heads, and it annoys me. They don't act like it on stream, like on Dr. Disrespected. They end up being fucking horrible people behind the scenes. I just don't want to deal with that in real life, one iota. But having like a smaller streamer sort of get together, that'd be cool. Have it cut off at like, you've got over 2,000 followers on Twitch, you can't come. Fuck you. Since they live in the area. Alright. See, that's very convenient. That's part of why I went to Anthrocon. I sort of lived in the area. It's like a hour to hour and a half drive away. But since I moved further away from there, I haven't gone because I'm not making that trip. But when TwitchCon first started off, it seemed like it seemed pretty cool. It was something that I wanted to go to, especially if I could get my friends to be able to meet up with my friends there. But now I would rather just have a regular old meetup with my friends. Be like, hey, I'll get a hotel room nearby, and we can meet up and go to like Taco Bell and then yell at old people or something. And at least we have that fun. But depending on where it is, I would go. Yeah. I think the virus changed a lot of stuff. COVID definitely shut down a lot of conventions, a lot of the smaller conventions. Things have become more online based, and I think people might be afraid of starting up a new convention just because there are so many things that can derail it. Like you have the wrong big people spouting out that your convention is whatever phobic or too woke or whatever. It's sort of just dead in the water to start off with, because you're already losing a big chunk of people that could potentially come along just because they heard hearsay from one big streamer or something. Or content creator. Like, content creators and streamers have become a big driving force in what a lot of people will try to consume nowadays. I loved playing this song. It was fun on guitar. But yeah, changing location every year would be nice. Whenever Twitch first announced that they were going to have a secondary stream, a secondary convention instead of just the one that always happened on the West Coast, I was sort of excited because I thought they were going to finally put one on the, like, have a location on the East Coast that might change every now and then. But no, they end up going out of fucking country, which is nice for the people that are out of country. But still, you know, fucking, if you're on the East Coast, you're stuck between either having to go all the way to the West Coast or go over the ocean to go to a convention. So, well, to a TwitchCon. Same here. And where they said, what? I think the last TwitchCon on the west side was, Vegas. And I sure the hell don't want to go to Vegas. It's like hell. Whenever Anthrocon was in Philadelphia, I absolutely hated going there. Yeah. Like, I don't have a problem with gambling. I played plenty enough gacha games and shit, not drained my life savings or whatever for that. So I know I can control myself. I can do a little bit here or there, and I'll be happy. But the idea of potentially just disappearing, no, that too hot. If I do have too much fun with my friends and end up getting drunk, I like to walk places whenever I get drunk. And I get bored. That's like my one thing always, even whenever I was in the military. And I was stationed in Hawaii. On the weekends, every now and then I'd go out with the guys. I'd get wasted. And I wouldn't want to go back to my barracks. I'd rather just go around because it's the start of the weekend and everything, you know, Friday night and shit. There have been a few times I've gotten lost. Thankfully, it's an island, so all you have to do is just go one direction long enough. You'll get somewhere that you could direct yourself back to where you're at. Get lost in the desert, though, that doesn't sound fun. Shepherd the drunks around. Also, yay, Billy Idol. Midnight Hour. Mo, mo, mo. Night Hour. Mo, mo. Yeah, this is another favorite. Like all these like last like 20, not 20, but 15 songs maybe, and a few afterwards here were from Guitar Hero or Rock Band, and I just played the hell out of these songs. This was one of my favorites, and of course my dad knew this song, so he fucking loved whichever game had this on it. I am 40. So, exactly 40. I forget what that puts me in, and I think it is millennial, but that's how old I am. But yeah, Billy Idol's always been one of my favorites. Yeah, Billy Idol, The Cars, The Clash, The Class, Crass, a bunch of old bands along those lines I just always loved. Yeah. Funny thing is, I never wanted to be like a rock star or anything whenever I grew up. I think the youngest I can think back to is maybe whenever I was 9. I wanted, and I still hold on to this. I would like to make a video game. But growing up, I always wanted to like try making games for Nintendo, and then eventually it was like, oh, I'd love to make games for Microsoft or for Sony. And like now, it's just I just want to fucking make an indie game, just so I don't have to worry all about the damn rules that they have. Like if I put something out and people don't like it, then you know, I at least accomplished my goal. just sucks with like music rights and everything, DMCA and stuff. So, like I couldn't add songs like this to the game, sadly. Because I would love to expose people to some of the older music that's not played on the radio or heard as often. More, let the rebel yell. More, more. I mean, hell, I think last time I heard this song was I was at a bar. Or a permanent IBM had on with other companies. Kids. Small indie game. Oh, that's neato. I miss whenever companies did shit like that. I remember learning about, I forget if it was from Did You Know Gaming or else the Angry Video Game Nerd, talking about like Sword Quest, I think was the name of the game series. That was like on Atari. They had this huge thing planned out for it where like there's supposed to be 5 games total, I think. And if you beat each of the games and like figured out, well, first game like had like a tournament and everything that you had to submit a letter to the company that made it and everything, figuring out a riddle that was in the game. Then like so many people were invited to their headquarters and they had to play out a special version of that game there. And then they won like a specific prize that was based off of that game. Like one was a sword, one was a golden egg sort of thing, one was a crown, and then there was like something else. Ooh, Sum 41. They just disappeared. I don't know what the hell even happened to this band. High school. Your age, wanna waste my time. Be of society. I haven't really done a whole lot with this. I've just been bullshitting with you guys. Bullshitting and watching music videos and singing along. Oh, they are nice. Cool. I might have to look into them. Like, I wish I got to see more bands live. My mom and my sister have seen more bands live than me. And some of them are bands that I would have loved to see live as well. Like, my mom's actually seen Rammstein and Slipknot live, and I haven't. So it was like, ugh. Oh god, this is an old meme song here. Sorry, I haven't heard this one for a while. Developers, 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 developers. Jesus god, this is such an old meme. Oh god, this video was made 18 years ago. Damn. Smiley, story of the year is pretty good. I gotta see Blink 182, My Chemical Romance, Kid Rock, Dope, and Flogging Molly. Those are the ones I gotta see live. Like I'd love to see more ska bands live too. That'd be pretty fun. There was a few like punk bands that I saw way back in the day because whenever I was in like high school, early high school, like my freshman year all the way up until my senior year, I was really into the punk rock scene and the punk scene. That you wouldn't be able to tell just looking at me. I was actually in a little punk band that me and my friends made up. Well, my friends and I. Though we never got to play anywhere. I ended up going into the military, and then they actually finally landed their first gig. Because they kept it going even after I ended up getting into this stuff. But whenever I was in boot camp, it was whenever they got their first fucking gig. Like, go figure. But I've seen a lot of like punk bands at shady ass places that probably don't even exist anymore. Huh. Mild DK. Sounds familiar. I don't remember them specifically though, but I've heard that name before, I think. So, talking about hearing people perform or whatever at conventions. Actually, the first Anthrocon I went to, which was the last time they had Anthrocon in Philadelphia, they had the guys that puppeteered the robots from Mystery Science Theater 3000. And then the following year, whenever they had it in Pittsburgh for the first year, they had Peter Laird there, which for those that don't know, for some reason, he's the guy that made Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love this song just because everything he's singing is a palindrome. DDR, Jesus. It's been forever since I played DDR. It sucks that music games like that have sort of died out in America. Like, even last time I got to get to, like, an actual arcade, I don't even remember seeing anything like a DDR or else the other dancing game with a dance pad. I forget what the hell it's called now, but like it had like diagonal arrows instead of the up, down, left, right. Butterfly. Aye, my little butterfly. Okay, I remember them now. Okay. That was used for so many fucking anime music videos back in the day too. That was another site I used to like constantly be on, animemusicvideos.com or .org. I used to always be on that whenever I was younger. Then YouTube came along and like everybody just started posting the stuff on YouTube instead of there because new site. Oh, this old music video. Good old Real Big Fish. I know my sister got to see Real Big Fish live. She loved that. I also remember, like, only anime convention I've ever gone to is Otakon. That was, I was still in high school for that. I found it interesting that they had anime music video like contests at conventions and stuff. Forgot that the beginning of this was in Japanese. Ha 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 ha. It's sort of funny, like most of my conventions time was in my 20s too. 20s really do be whenever you go all over the damn place, I guess. Too tired, overworked, always worrying about fucking bills and other things. Hey, JP. Yes, I do be doing this arting sort of. I actually sort of finished with this with the mask here. Well, the helmet. I just need to retopologize it. I see rated spooky. Guess I'll go lurk on con while still doing shit. Oh. Yeah.
I feel like that would be smart. Sometimes I just oh fuck hell no, not going in there.
Hmm. Yeah. And I want to try. So far, I'm liking 2 the most. Bit of an idea for possibly altering this. Yeah, I also see that you sort of hyped about the new Silent Hill. No problem at all, JP. EA came in. The Buddy and I were like bullshitting about conventions and music. I am honestly just avoiding looking at any games that are coming out now. If I were to like start streaming one game in particular constantly, it's probably going to be Once Human. I'm enjoying Once Human, but part of why I don't stream it as much is some of the content creators I've seen for that I really do not wish to interact with at all. And I will minimize my chances of interacting with them at all by just not streaming the damn game. I might make something, like I'm trying to make a guide for one of the bosses on there. But I want to like make sure it's up to the quality I like. Dragon Age, okay, Dragon Age is one that I have seen stuff about. Same, I think you mean Wilds. Because Monster Hunter World's out now. I know a lot of people are all a hoot about Wilds right now since thing was recently announced that the armors will be non-gendered, so male armor can be on females and female armor can be on males. And if you're not already wearing the assless chaps from the unicorn, you're not playing the game right. I can't even remember the stupid monster's name from World that the fucking zappy unicorn of death. What the hell was it called? Yeah, the Karen. It's the fucking moment I saw that there's chaps for the Karen. It's like, I'm wearing that. Yeah, yeah. So a lot of people are happy with that because honestly, some of the armors from either side looked really good, and I thought they should have been for anybody. Um, but that's how they made it for the older ones. So this will be a change in the new one, I guess, that everybody could be happy about. As long as we don't get too weird with it. Yeah, yeah. If you like how an armor looks like on your character, you should be able to use it no matter what the gender your character is. I fully promote that. It's just as long as we don't get like weird like the pregnant Jill mod and stuff like that in the Resident Evil remakes. Though there has been some PC mods and stuff for Monster Hunter World that I'd rather not have seen. Why heels? I've worn heels once before. They killed me. No. Why would anybody subject themselves to that? fucking rich trying to get richer. It's annoying as hell, and it disrupts everything for everyone. I don't know about that. I don't even know how I'd feel about like if you bought Twitch itself. It's just I would be one big thing I'd be fearful of is the garbage that is currently contained within just chatting in the hot tub stream and stuff would start spilling out while people tried to test the waters of how much his regime would deal with would tolerate. Oh, well, Google I can understand wanting more money since they just fucking got sniped by federal courts for that whole thing with advertisers and monopolizing shit. One year, almost 2 years there, Scotty. This fucking song. The Amazing Brando. 11-year-old song. Or Jeffrey Ross. Oh god. I remember when I first found out that there were fangirls over Sephiroth. I was like, why? He's a bad guy. I didn't get the concept of like fangirling over a bad guy. All subs and shit across the board. And honestly, I just don't even care about if I get people subbing anymore. I will obviously thank them for it. I think you guys already put up with enough fucking ads that honestly I would love to just make all of my emotes free for people. But I mean, it's 2 years, 9 months, 3 days. Yeah. I don't think any of my emotes are cute. I don't think I shoot for cuteness in any. Thanks, JP. I like your emotes too. I like a lot of people's emotes. I just don't have the money to sub to everybody. I wish I did, but you know, them's the breaks. Then some of my emotes I didn't make myself, like my wiggle, my raid, and the love one were done by Lucifer. Then the taco one, I actually added that last stream while streaming because Cass actually decided they wanted to art randomly, and then they sent me that. I was like, hey, I'm gonna make this emote. You okay with that? I made it into an emote live on stream. Yeah, yeah. Like I'll let people know that ads are running while they're streaming and stuff, just so they know. Like I can't hear you at the moment. And then pick it back up. They apologize for it. I was like, I don't care about the ads. Just I want you to know, I can't hear your side of the conversation at the moment because of that. No, what? I didn't know you had an uwu beam. Got the bongo cat sort of thing going on too. I always get amusement out of the bongo ones. Yeah. Made it yourself? That's cute. Good job. But a lot of my emotes I made myself. The one that probably took me the longest is that one. The DJ using Ainsley. Bongo bongo. I thought about doing a bongo emote, but there's like so many people have bongo emotes. I don't feel like shit post on that one because I actually like that one. Some of my emotes are just shitpost emotes. Like my what? Well, no, my snug was making fun of, I made that one to make fun of, the snug emotes that, like, everybody fucking had back a year or so ago, or even 2 years ago. Like, always some cutesy drawing looking thing is like, then, well, I'm gonna have my happy ass just wrapped up in a blanket just like that. If anybody complains about it, it's like, what, am I not ooh enough for you? Well, yeah, it's Leon. Have you seen the Leon mod that puts in, like, the that, like, holster S&M gear thing? I know you have, JP, but I don't know if Dara has. I just know that he's wang out, and that's it. Oh, hell yeah, he's gonna be caked up. He's got a great ass. Even as a straight dude, I can say he's got a great ass. It's like saying Chris Evans doesn't have a nice ass. You know? In her original outfit? Oh, God. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was something in the original game, too. But, I don't know, when it comes down to, like, watching any Resident Evil gameplay stuffs, I'd rather watch a friend playing through it, or else watch a speedrunner just ripping it apart. I'm still sort of sad that Carcinogen SDA just sort of dropped doing the Resident Evil 4 remake speedruns, because his no damage runs are always crazy to watch. Just him getting through parts that I've seen people just have so much difficulty just getting through alive without taking a scratch. Like playing the hardest difficulty on the Book of Shadows difficulty on Resident Evil 8, and he gets through that entire thing without taking a single hit. Funny thing is, I'll recommend, like, yeah, go Go have fun with these games. Check these games out; they're pretty good. But like, I haven't played an RE game myself all the way through since I think Revelations 1 or 2. Like, whenever 7 first came out, my cousin who stops by and hangs out and streams sometime, his name's Reckless. Well, his username's Reckless. He got Resident Evil 7, and while I was playing World of Tanks, he would like come over and visit me, and this is whenever I was first became single, and I was just like getting used to the single dad stuffs. So he would stop by, like, just sort of keep me company every now and then wherever he could. But like on the weekends he'd come over and he'd be playing that on his own TV and on his Xbox while I was playing World of Tanks on my Xbox. And then every now and then while he was playing that shit, like, I'd kick on Carson and Gen SDA's stuff from his older speed runs. This is like before he did no damage runs and stuff for Resident Evil 7. And I love watching this. Resident Evil games have always been ones that I love watching people play, but I just suck at playing them myself. And good old sticks. Mm-hmm. Oh. Don't have very long. And around me. That's one thing. People definitely hear a bunch of different music whenever they come to the live streams. Since I've got Chrome on a separate track, don't have to worry about showing up in VODs and getting DMCA'd there, but sadly anybody that's watching the VODs on YouTube or Rumble or even Twitch, which I don't know why you do it on Twitch, don't get to hear the music. DJing is one of 2 jobs that my mom tried getting me into at one point. Because she did DJing for a little bit whenever I was younger, because she ended up getting in a car accident, and after she recovered, like, there weren't a whole lot of jobs she could take to help with income in the house. So she asked my dad if he could maybe get her DJ set equipment and she could try DJing. You're talking about 4 or 4 remake? Because if you get the original 4, you're gonna have to do some tinkering. JP, I remember you learning that the hard way. Yeah. Original 4 has its nostalgia to it, but at the same time, the amount of pain you have to go through seems to get that to play on a PC is not worth it. So yeah, I'd recommend people trying the remake instead. It doesn't even seem like remake's too far off from the original to begin with. Mhm. Yeah, on remake, the one of the biggest parts that Carcinogen had a pain in the ass with trying to do no damage was the wine cellar part, where you had to shoot the one um high priest or where the hell the guy is in the red robes, or was it purple robes? Um, well, you had to take him out, get a key, then get the hell out of that room again. But like, just yeah, he 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 just couldn't. It took him so many damn attempts to get that done. He did eventually get it done on no damage, if I remember right. But there was some trigger along the way that made it so that even if you tried, if you tried taking out the enemies stealthy up to the priest or wherever he was, something would trigger that would cause other ones to spawn in that end up screwing the whole thing up. So I think eventually he ended up going with just starting off loud and sort of doing an all kill up to that guy and then killing his way back out. And then it went back to like trying to stealth enemies whenever you can and knowing the mechanics and triggers for other things for him getting through that no damage. But I just remember him being so frustrated with that game. Then, of course, there were the talks about RE5 getting a remake and people wanting to try to take it out of where it's set at to begin with, which, you know, why change the setting if it's been fine for the rest of the Resident Evil remakes and shit? Resident Evil 5 I remember playing a lot. Mainly because I just want to upgrade all the guns. Any game that you can upgrade your weapons and stuff in that like carries over the New Game Plus, I always latch onto for some amount of time for some reason. I think that was probably part of why I never got into things like fighting games. Though I really liked like the original Mortal Kombat and Killer Instincts and games like that. I never got too much into them because I never felt like I was advancing anything. They're just, yeah, you can get through the character storylines, maybe unlock different outfits for them, but when I was first playing those, like, DLCs were unheard of back then. You put out a game, that was it. So you'd have to hope to God there was nothing that broke your game whenever you put it out. Now it's like, if they release it and it doesn't launch for people on day one, oh, we'll just put out a day one patch. No compensation to the players that pre-ordered and all this other shit. Just players, gamers have left companies started getting away with shit that they really would not have gotten away with a decade or so ago. So. The ever-changing space of humanity, video games. Too busy just fucking around listening to music and talking to people. Fun game overall. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Akadadono no. Going from that to baby metal. My lineup of music stuffs is just sort of all over the place. Alright, so with this stuff applied, yeah. And more topology to work with. Got a bit of an idea of something I want to try here. Mm-hmm. I need the back part, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fucking ninja sex party. Perfect. Oh yeah. Okay. Hey. Yeah. Doing me. Hmm. This is the problem with using a boolean. You get a bunch of fucked up topology. I don't know why I don't use it too much. But so I'm on top of this anyway. If this had better topology to it, I could just select this whole room and then do what I wanted to do. You take this. Yay. Mm-hmm. 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 Hmm. I go with something like that. People that do be chilling. What do you guys think? Hard to tell whenever there's lighting on. Eh. Wish I was rich like that. Nope. Definitely do not see myself being anyone's hero. But what I was thinking with this part was I could always do sort of like how protogens do. Where it's sort of like an LED display for facial like mouth stuffs. But that does not mean I'm going to do lip tracking stuff. Could always be something that, like, whenever I'm playing music, if I can get it set up right, maybe have it read the audio output from Chrome and Unreal Engine so that it will play like a equalizer, like an audio equalizer does for like music and stuff. I think that'd be sort of neat. Or I could just have it hooked up to reading whenever I'm talking into the mic. Depending on what decibel level I hit. Also, glowy eyeballs. So, I think no one has ever actually heard me yell or scream at anyone in this. Hell, I don't think even Joe or Viral has ever heard me yell at somebody. It's a lot more obvious whenever it's just in the viewport shading, but whenever you go to, well, in the material preview, but if I go to actual rendered, because of lighting, would be darker, but then any stuff I put on the bottom part of this. I grew up getting yelled at here or there, but I don't know. I'm probably a bit more aggressive a person than you are, JP. I definitely grew up a fighter. My dad tried getting me into wrestling, actual wrestling. You'd see it at the Olympics. Not like WWE, WWF stuff though. I did love that stuff. So my brother and I ended up beating the shit out of each other constantly, doing that stuff. But I was more for shit like fencing, and I thought about like doing boxing. I've done some martial arts. I did Tang Soo Do. But all the further I got with that was yellow belt, I think, because I ended up moving and there was no place to learn anymore from here, or like where I moved to, and I wasn't driving like 2 hours just to go to class for half an hour. I can be sarcastic too, but I think if somebody managed to get me to yell, it is just pure anger with that person. I don't think I even yelled at my ex whenever I found out she was cheating on me. I just severely disappointed, I guess. Not even so much in her, just myself. Felt like poor choices on my behalf, I think. I'm grateful to have my son, but just sad that she's his mom. He's asleep. I'll talk a bit more about this. The bad news from Wednesday was that his great grandmother passed away. She was a nice lady. I never had any issues with her. But my ex posted about it on Facebook, and all she mentioned was my stepson and her will be missing her grandmother, aka my kid's great grandmother, and just like seeing that, just pissed off knowing that if she bothered to take my kiddo, her son as well, to see her family more often instead of just being a lazy bitch, he probably would have known her better as well. So yeah, it's I don't talk about stuff with involving my kiddo's mom too often because I often end up getting angry over knowing how little little role that she plays in his life. Thanks, JP. There's only so much I can do to like take on the mother's side of stuff with raising a kid, considering I'm a dude, and I don't identify that way at all. But I do try to teach him some shit that I think anybody should know, like cooking, cleaning. I tried teaching him some sewing, but didn't get too far with that.
No, God!
Hello,
No,
XOXO.
God, please,
Thank you very much
no,
for the follow,
no,
or is it Zox?
No!
Zox.
No!
Ah, emote. That's a neat little emote. Welcome, welcome. I just try to be a good dad, JP. DBD.
Woo. Okay.
That's Monster Hunter.
Oh, sorry. The hell? Wait, let's get that potato.
Trying to figure if it's Rise or World. I think that's World.
All right, I'm watching hentai.
Mama says hi. Call her Stinky for me. Thanks. We'll give Mama a shout out too. I'm guessing you guys already did the
My cat's being a nuisance.
um
Whiskey? Whiskey, why are you
pure.
being
Thank you. Yeah, I see you're in VC. Let's see here. Wait, are you Zhao? No. Yeah? No? I don't know. See you, Aaron, I know from Alma. Zari. I sort of didn't know that. I didn't know that Eden was part of the warband. She's eating. Well, either eating or else she might have passed the hell out. Which she does often. There have been times I've seen in the VC that she's just sitting there alone. It's like, she probably fell asleep again. Check on Steam. Yeah, she's AFK and once human. Probably passed out again. She does that often. But she's a good person. Wait. Much the sleepies. Yeah. I'm getting there myself as well. 132. I don't know. I think I'm liking V3 here so far. Especially if I can get the idea with the mouthpiece done right. It'll take a bit of work. I need to tinker around with stuff in Unreal and tinker around with stuff with VC face probably to get it to work in VC face properly. Because the shape key stuff is important from wherever you take it to Blender to Unity for turning it into VRM. But VC face is where you set all these stuff and make sure everything's calibrated properly to read your lips. But I think VC face also has a thing for activating off activity from your microphone as well. So I'll have to look further into that for VC faces stuff to work. Then other than getting the head together here, getting retopologized, fake out the textures, fake out the roughness. I don't have any metallics there, so don't have to worry about metallics in the map. Can also bake a normal for it. Probably get this down pretty good on the poly count. And then either just take the helmet off this model and put it on it, then work on another piece of the model and replace it as I go along. But sort of liking how it's turning out. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, alright. I'm happy with this. I'm gonna save. I have to look into that stuff further. Probably next time I stream, I'll probably be retopologizing this if I don't do it over the weekend here. So I know most of this weekend is probably going to be eaten up with getting through all the stuff on Once Human. Since I think we got 10 more hours or 8 more hours until week 2 starts up on our server. Herd server hasn't been panning out to be too much harder than the normal. That definitely fits my sort of aesthetic. I'm liking it so far. I'm happy I decided to like look at it some more while bullshitting with you guys and be like, what else could I possibly do with this? Alright, let's see who's live that I have not rated yet this month. Con I rated at the beginning of the month. The Augie draws. Looks like they're just doing that just sleeping stuff. I don't play with that bullshit. So. Hmm. Anybody else that's doing art stuff that doesn't depend on Booba for views? Dude. Ooh, ZBrush. A newer streamer. Spanish. Unscrew it. This is gonna be one of the rare times I don't raid out. People that are here often know I almost always raid out somebody, but I'm actually going later than I usually do, and I try not to repeat raid people. I'll just say get Con. Con's doing art as well. We'll raid Con. Alrighty, for those that are subscribed, got that raid message. For those that aren't subscribed, we've got a global version. You use those global emotes, your own emotes, somebody else's emotes, I don't care. Just have fun with it. I'm not going to take offense to you using what you paid for. But, yeah. Hopefully y'all have a good weekend. Tacos, burritos, cinnamon twists. Until next time.